Hello and welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, India's only daily television platform for small businesses. Over the past 7 years, we've understood what matters most to you, the entrepreneur, and in year 8, we're taking head-on two of your most pressing concerns, that of funding and mentoring. I'm Sunanda Jayaseelan. On the show tonight, first up, the spotlight is on Danube properties. On the other side of a break, in our Ballantine Golf Retreat presents 12 undaunted greats. The spotlight tonight is on HungerBox. We're being joined live on the show by Atif Rahman, Partner Director, Danube Properties. Atif, good having you here on the show. Let's kickstart tonight's interview by talking about the fact 2020 has definitely been a great year for Danube Properties, completing resorts, which I understand is a 300 million dirham luxury residential community project. Talk to us a little more about that, some insights on that, and perhaps maybe also what some of the challenges were, and to use that really to talk to our entrepreneurs watching this interview about what your experience has been.
You rightly said it's been a great year because as a builder, you want to start the year by delivering a new project rather than launching a new project. As I firmly believe that for any builder, delivery of the project is actually the real report card for any developer. This one is very, very interesting because if you see through our portfolio, we focus on contemporary straight line design, and we don't do much of classic, neoclassical or classical architecture. I'd clearly taken up this project as a challenge that let's try and challenge ourselves, our capabilities in doing a neoclassical architecture. And I think the response was extremely overwhelming. Most importantly for me, the consumers who had come on that night, people who had invested in the project, they were very pleased with how we had delivered the project. The good news is that we have completed the project. The bad news is that we are 100% sold out. So I'm very, very pleased with the start of this year and also with what we have delivered in resorts.
In 2019, I understand the UAE cabinet announced a 100% foreign ownership in 122 economic activities across 13 sectors, including construction. What impact, if any, has it had on your business, Atif?
See, I think when you look at UAE in general, it has been a very progressive economy. The government has been very proactive in making decisions which will lead to trade liberalization, immigration reforms. How they have opened up long-term visas, including for tourists. I think it's very important that we remain pegged with these initiatives of the government. I personally don't feel it is going to have any immediate impact in any form of businesses, but in long term, these things are going to open up the market with more FDIs coming into the country, and for sure will lead to the economy flourishing and benefiting from these initiatives.
Can you share more information on the investor base that's really coming into the Dubai market? It's one of the more exciting markets anywhere in the world. I just want to get a sense of who all are coming, who all are investing into the Dubai market. What expert insights can you offer our viewers?
When you look at the top 5, I would say the local Emiratis, they are of course going to be one of the biggest investors in Dubai. And then you have Indians from India, locally residents over here in the GCC or across the world. They love to invest in Dubai because Dubai is more like an extension of India rather than another country if you really look at it. And then you have investors from Saudi, investors from UK, United Kingdom, who have been investing constantly in Dubai and Dubai real estate industry. The other subcontinent countries who also prefer to invest into Dubai. Of late, I've seen a huge influx in Chinese investing in Dubai. And all of this put together actually creates a unique advantage for Dubai, because Dubai is on the crossroads of major economies of the world. And when it becomes a preferred destination for investment, this is the way to go for economy. And I think with every passing year, with more liberalization, more reforms, the banking sector opening up, I think you will only see increase in number of nationalities and the volume of investment they make into Dubai. When you look at, when you ask me the question on what are the preferred choices, I think typically when you look at the landscape of Dubai real estate, I think residential, mixed use, hotel are very, very attractive investment opportunities.
What are some of the key trends perhaps that are defining the Dubai real estate market as we speak, Atif? What can you tell us?
So I think Dubai today, when you look at Dubai 2020, I think one of the biggest advantages Dubai holds is Expo 2020. And without going into complex numbers, I've experienced the Milan Expo and the Shanghai Expo before that. And I would recommend everyone, if you do not have an idea or if you have a bleak idea of what Expo is as an event, if you check the real estate prices and the economy of that country before Expo and after Expo, you will see a dramatic rise in the economy and the real estate prices. That is the power of Expo. I'm very, very confident that from the date it was announced when Dubai was awarded the host nation for Expo, I was very confident that Dubai is going to put together the finest Expo in the history of Expo itself, because Dubai has always believed in creating a difference in how it does business, how it attracts businesses and also events like Expo. I'm very confident there is going to be a huge volume of people and businesses who would want to stay back in Dubai after experiencing and witnessing the beautiful infrastructure and the regulatory framework that exists in Dubai, and they would want to have their base in Dubai, and that will again add to the boom in the economy over here. When you look at the investment opportunities, I would go beyond the conventional real estate buying and selling. Dubai is not just about the conventional real estate and buying and selling today. Dubai is a huge opportunity for investment funds to come and participate in real estate investments from the inception stage, from equity financing, debt plus equity financing. There's a huge opportunity, because when you look at the average return that you are able to clock anywhere else in the world, it is toggling between 5 to 6%. Sometimes in a very, very glamorous situation, you might be able to hit a 7 to 8% benchmark. In Dubai, I can confidently say it is easy to make 10 to 12% all day long. And that makes Dubai a very unique opportunity for the private funds that can come and invest into Dubai.
I do want to get some sort of background as far as the average property prices and the return investors can expect as far as the Dubai market is concerned, and if you can compare it with other global markets, including the likes of New York, London, Paris, etc., and give that comparative sense to our viewers.
See, I think when the moment you start comparing Dubai with London, Paris, New York, and some of the big cities, popular cities, I think that tells you where Dubai stands in terms of its infrastructure, in terms of its appeal as a city, as a global city. Now, very clearly, we all agree that Dubai is as attractive as any of these cities. And when you compare the real estate prices, I think Dubai is dramatically underpriced in terms of real estate. I would love to compare it with the Indian real estate industry. Say, for example, when you compare average real estate price for residential property, it will be in the range of 1,000 to 1,200 dirhams a square feet, which translates to between 20,000 to 24,000 rupees a square feet. Now, my question is, forget the metropolis. Even in the tier 1 or tier 2 cities in India, how many real estate investment opportunities can you get for that price range? When you're talking about 20,000 to 24,000, you'll be reduced to very minimal and very basic real estate investment opportunities. Now, when you translate that to the quality of construction that you get in Dubai, with the infrastructure that exists in Dubai, the global exposure that you get by investing in Dubai, the kind of lifestyle that you have in Dubai, not to forget that there is till date no tax on capital gain or rental income. Now put it all together and imagine how attractive your investment is in Dubai real estate. And hence, I feel Dubai has a way to go in terms of price appreciation. And if you invest, this is the right time to invest in Dubai before the market starts changing and the prices start inflating. If you make any investment before Expo, I can assure you over the next 10 years time, the investment is going to grow in a very handsome manner.
We are a show, of course, that talks daily to young entrepreneurs, bringing expert advice from experts like yourself to them. So as we're closing this interview down, what advice would you have for someone who's watching this interview, Atif?
I'm a firm believer that anyone who's entering into a business world or a professional work, there's no replacement for hard work and honesty. I follow certain basic principles in my life. I do not look at the result. I am a process-oriented person. There is no one in this world who can guarantee me the result, but the process can be guaranteed. And 9 out of 10 times, if your process is fine, the result is going to be good. You know, if you remain if you remain committed, if you are passionate about what you're doing, if you are able to put in the hard work and integrity into what you're doing, if you remain focused on the process, not worry about the result, you keep marching forward while people might not want to believe in your ideas, I think 10 out of 10 times you will crack a decent success. Other than that, I think, as I said, passion is very, very important in whatever you're doing. If you're passionate about your work, you would be able to deliver great results.
All right, Atif, thanks very much for your time here on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Let's slip into a short break on that note. In our special series, Ballantine Golf Retreat presents 12 undaunted greats. Our focus tonight is on HungerBox. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow, and tonight in our special series, Ballantine Golf Retreats presents 12 undaunted greats. Our focus is on HungerBox. In our special series tonight, Ballantine's Golf Retreats presents 12 undaunted greats. We're putting the spotlight on HungerBox. Shreya Sarvadikari spoke with this company to understand what makes them tick, what their opportunities are, what their challenges are, and as well as their very unique business model, and also to understand what makes them one of our undaunted greats. Take a listen.
Sandipan, thank you so much for giving your time here on Leaders of Tomorrow. Walk us through the business model for HungerBox. What are you doing? What are you catering to? How are you providing these solutions to your customers?
So just to give you a background, so you have the entire space which we call institutional food space, which is essentially all corporates running cafeterias, any school or college running their food joints, cafeterias, canteens, etc. So we help these people manage those food places. The way we do that is we partner with food providers. We have partnerships of over 1,300 food partners across the country. We top it up with deep technology, so which is technology that a user uses, the institution uses, the food partner uses. Everyone is brought into a platform built by us. The next thing we do is food safety and compliances. That's one bit we felt was missing in the market. So we build international standard food safety and compliance checklists, which we help our food partners comply with. The third bit we did was in operations, right? So we felt that while the food serving was happening, the entire food journey was being done very well by food partners. It was the customer experience, the customer entering the cafe and how he experiences his food journey in the cafeteria was being unaddressed, and we felt that that's a space that we need to address. So hence we have experience managers in our cafes managing the overall cafe experience. right? So these are the 4 things that HungerBox brought into being, along with the food partners, to give a more enriched experience to cafeteria visitors, cafeteria food consumers.
There's a lot of consolidation in the food tech industry. So do you think that this consolidation is a sign of maturity and progression?
Absolutely. So, I had the pleasure of, looking at food tech across the world, and India is at a very, very, very nascent stage when it comes to, food tech adaptation, right? And all the signs are in the right direction. There are 1.3 billion people who need to be fed thrice a day, right, with no exceptions. So there's a huge opportunity that exists. Everyone, specializing in what they do best. We find institutional food tech as 2/3 of this entire market, right? And we said that we want to specialize and build expertise there, and that's been our focus.
The food tech industry is estimated to be a $4 billion market by 2020. What do you think are some of the factors which are fueling this growth?
So, while this growth happens, and just not 2020, but this industry is slated to grow, exponentially, for years together. As I said, we have to, address 1.3 billion people at the end of the day. What's happening is, consolidation and people creating niches within the technology itself, right? So the technology was, totally focused on food delivery, right, which is one segment of the entire food tech market. So if you look at any mature market, you would find food delivery is one of those sectors. You have, dine-ins, which again was a focus area with a lot of companies. Then you have institutional food, where people are consuming foods in their institutions which require to be redone. So, then you have the ready to cook, we have the ready to eat. All these, opportunities will be disrupted and redone through the use of technology. And as the industry matures, these niches will, come up and take more significant chunk of the entire, food tech sector.
Like you were saying that you started off in the B2C space in 2006, and then you made a transition in 2016 into the B2B space with HungerBox. Why did you think that that was necessary?
Right. So in 2006, we were just too early, right? Just to give you an idea, smartphones did not exist. People used to order from the web. Right. 2013 became a pivotal year for our industry, where smartphones were in the hands of every Indian, and data networks were, affordable for everyone, for the masses. And hence, 2013, all of us became app-first companies rather than being, a web company. And since then, the industry has taken off. So 2014, 15, 16 have been stellar years for the industry. Our organization, we started early, rode the entire learning curve that the market, goes through. And then, using this learning, we said that institutional food tech, which is a space, which is still extremely, unaddressed, gives us great opportunity to address with the use of our learning that we have had in the B2C space. The B2C space got a little crowded, right? A lot of players doing a lot of things. However, we saw greater opportunity in the B2B segment.
Like you said that you are catering to a very niche market, and this institutional food space has not been ventured into by a lot of startups. So talk to us about some of the challenges that you had to cope with while establishing HungerBox.
So biggest challenge for us was mindset, right? People said that, you cannot fully digitize a cafeteria. Not everyone will support it. So that was the biggest challenge we had in 2016. We addressed it by actually digitizing multiple cafeterias, and while having, while every cafeteria that we digitize, this challenge keeps getting lesser. And today we have 550 cafeterias digitized by us, the largest cafeterias in the country, clocking over 500,000 transactions. So we have been able to address and take away the fear of people who said that complete digitization of cafes is not possible in our country.
There's a very interesting fact I came across that you have associated with defense personals on your platform to scale up your operations. So talk to us about how did you get them on board?
Right. So yes, when you're handling 0.5 million food transactions a day and going to handle 1.5 million food transactions a day, maintaining SLAs and SOPs on a daily basis becomes extremely critical. So while we were hunting for the best operations people in the country, we stumbled upon the defense forces and realized that they are the best people in this country to manage very complex SLAs and SOPs that go on to ensure that food that is being supplied is always hygienic and the safety standards are maintained. And once we realized that, our entire operations department is front-ended by all people from defense background, and they have had an immense impact on how we have been able to scale our operation.
It was wonderful talking to you, Sandipan. Thank you so much for giving your time here on Leaders of Tomorrow.
Thank you.
As we're ending tonight's show then, I do want to talk about something that we here at Leaders of Tomorrow are very excited by, and that's our partnership with ODUP, the most trusted name when it comes to anything to do with startups, their future trends, evaluation, projections, etc. This weekly capsule is the most incisive information that you will need on anything to do with the startup ecosystem. As we're ending tonight's show, take a look at the sector snapshot as far as the Ahmedabad energy sector is concerned. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Let's first look at tracked annual investment in the Ahmedabad energy sector. In the year 2017, it was $2.60 million. In 2019, it was $326.51 million. In 2020, it stands at $310 million. Let's take a look at the number of companies which were launched. In 2016, it stood at 1. In 2017, it stood at 2. Let's take a look at the funding of startups year-to-date for 2020. 75% received seed funding and 25% were others. That's a wrap of our Ahmedabad energy sector snapshot for this week. We will continue to bring you the most in-depth content on the startup space week after week right here on Leaders of Tomorrow.